Welcome to the No Dress Code Pod, where we keep it real, celebrate Black excellence, and dive into the things that matter most. Tune in, vibe out, and let's get into it. Welcome to another episode of the No Dress Code Pod. I'm your wait. Reverse this. Welcome to the 50th episode of the No Dress Code Pod. I'm your favorite host, as well as your favorite hoochie, legs out, not open, breathe. And if this is your first time listening, then thank you. If you are a returning guest, then you already know you already know what I'm going to say, because you already know what I feel about you. Thank you, okay? Because without you, where would I be? Where would I be? 50 episodes in. Where would I be without you? Big ups to you. Before we get into the 50th episode, y'all know I have to do a mental health check-in with you, see how y'all doing, see where y'all going, see what's up with y'all. Drop it in the comments. Let me know how your week has been. I hope you guys are having an amazing week. If you're not, there's nothing I could do for you in this moment, but continue to speak it over you and pray that your week going forward is amazing. So let me know how y'all week has been. Like I said, I've been working on including y'all in my weeks lately, letting y'all know how my weeks have been. So let me inform y'all. This week has been great, obviously, as you can tell. I don't know if you could tell, the energy is high around here because I am on a high about our 50th episode. Like, big 5-0. Whoop, whoop, like, big 5-0. I'm super excited about that, super happy about that. My week has been amazing. I, had a little hiccup. But other than that, I've been great. If you guys remember the episode of the first episode of the 2025 year where we had Jesse White on, I'll include the thumbnail for his episode. But really, if you haven't watched it, go ahead and go back and watch it. Either the thumbnail or a picture. I'm going to include something so y'all know what I'm talking about. If you haven't watched it, go back and watch it and then come back here so you know who I'm referring to. But if you remember that episode, then you know Jesse and you know he is my trainer. But also, congratulations to him and his son. He won a show. I think he did a show. I think it was a show. So he did a boxing show this past weekend, and he won. So congratulations to him, because y'all know he said he on the way. Y'all know he said he's the next one. So go check that out. Go check out their pages. Big ups to him. Go congratulate him on Instagram. I will link his Instagram. His Instagram is linked in the video. So really, if you go back and watch that video, you already gonna know how to find that man. Okay? Already gonna know. So congratulations to them. That is big. So happy for you guys. Other than that, my week has been okay. My week has been going good. I ain't really had no complaints. Again, really unintentionally living this soft girl life. Unintentionally, if I'm being honest. Yeah. Your girl's still looking for something. Preferably trying to make it work, trying to make it do what it do. We did have a sale to celebrate our 50th episode. NDC Baked Goods did a 50% off, buy one dozen, get a dozen half off of all cookies to celebrate our 50th episode. Yeah, because we gonna make it do what it do around here. And as expensive as eggs is these days, yeah, that had to be a real big sale. Real big congratulations around here. What are we gonna do for 100? I don't know, but we halfway there. We halfway there. I don't know what we gonna do yet, but we halfway there. And I'm so happy and so like just elated to be here with y'all. 50 episodes in. Now I'm gonna be real with y'all. Okay. I know I said in the beginning that majority of podcasts don't make it past their 10th episode, let alone their 21st episode. Like their third episode, let alone their 10th episode. Then from there, like their 21st episode or something like that. But baby, when I tell you, I knew we were gonna make it here. And not to sound cocky, but I just knew we was gonna make it to 50. I mean, I knew I was destined for something. I knew I was destined for greatness. And when I say that this is it, baby. Like, I already knew we were going to make it to 50. I didn't know it would take this long to make it to 50. Right? And that's on me. That's on me 100%. I didn't think it would take this long to make it to 50, but I knew I was getting to 50. And let me reiterate, I'm not saying this to be cocky. I'm not saying, oh, I just knew I was, going to blow up by episode 10. No, I'm just saying, like, when you know something is for you and you feel like, and like, God gave that to you, baby, you can't stop. Like, you can't stop. There was times where I won't sit here and lie. There was times where I questioned it. There was times where I was like, maybe I won't do this. Like I said, we took at minimum 6 months off, like 6 to 8 months off. So shit, y'all probably thought I wasn't coming back. Y'all probably said, oh baby, she said 21. I don't even know how many episodes that was when we got to that point, but she said deuces, like we ain't seen her since February. We're in July now, whatever, and I'm like, yeah, you right. You better thought I wasn't coming back. There were times where I was like, I know I want to come back. I didn't know how. I didn't know when. Shit, I didn't even know if I really was at this point. Like I said, it had been like a 6-month break. I was talking about it, but I ain't really. I started to doubt myself. Am I really coming back? Are we really coming back? Especially because when we first started, I'll say the first half of NDC, meaning before the break, it would be like, damn, am I talking to myself? Is anybody really listening? Is anybody out there actually tuning in? And I'm not even talking about like the views or the numbers or, because granted, we just can't judge off based that, but we can't judge based off just that, right? So I'm just like, God damn, I'm talking to myself though. Like, I don't really know. Like, I know I listen to these episodes and I know I play them back. Because if I don't support me, who is, right? Y'all, and I appreciate y'all for that. I'm not even gonna sit here and hold y'all. Y'all, I appreciate y'all. So I questioned it. I did. There was times where I was like, I don't know. Honestly, the idea of even making it big, whatever that means, or making it successful, however I choose to define that, felt like at episode 1 through like 11-ish, probably more than that it was just so far away. It was just so unattainable. And right now we're at episode 50, and baby, when I tell you nothing in the world feels unattainable now. If I could sit here and talk to y'all for 50 plus hours, nothing in this world is unattainable for me. We're going to make it. However we choose to define that success for us, we're going to make it. Because like I say at the beginning of every episode, without y'all, where would I be? But here we are. Okay, 50 episodes in, and I'm so fucking proud of that. Us making it to 50 episodes is proof that, baby, it don't matter what you go through. Even when things ain't going your way, even when you don't see a way out, a light at the end of the tunnel, You could still pick them pieces up, put that puzzle back together, pick that ball up and still make it to the touchdown. Baby, run the play. You could still run the play. I don't know too much about sports. That's really all the analysis I got. Yeah, that's all I got for y'all, like sports talk. You can still run the play is the point, though. Honestly, if you're listening to this, if you're watching this, then thank you, because without you, I would not be here. And I know I say that every episode, but baby, we are at a big milestone. We was at 10 episodes and we thought that was, we started at 1 episode, we thought that was big, right? The episode 10 came, we said, oh, this got a little weight to it, okay? Then we hit episode 25, but baby, we hit episode 50. This thing heavy. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. This thing is heavy. I'm just saying. And honestly, I couldn't have reached this milestone without you. And like I said at the beginning of the episode, thank you. Today's episode, though, is not just about celebrating 50 episodes, okay? It is also about reflecting on what I've learned along the way. So I'm going to walk y'all through some of the lessons I've learned. The highs, the lows, the things that almost made me want to quit. And why I chose to keep going. I think that there's value in sharing this journey with you, and I hope that there is something that you can take from it. Let's talk about the real lessons learned. Now, I want to break this down a little bit. I've learned a lot through this process, and I want to share 50 lessons I've learned and taken with me on this journey. Lesson number 1. Consistency over perfection. I have definitely learned that, baby, it is best to be consistent more than it is to be perfect. Consistent, showing up on the days you don't feel like showing up. If that means, baby, you got to join me in bed, then you going to join me in bed. Because we going to have some real ass fucking conversations. Because if I don't feel like showing up, there's something wrong with me. And I'm not being funny. I'm being real. If I don't feel like showing up for this, there's something wrong with me. Something ain't right. But the days I was tired, the days I was discouraged, the days I ain't feel like showing up because I was stressed out. I was anxious. I was depressed. Whatever the case may be, I didn't feel like showing up, but I showed up. I may not have showed out, but I showed up, and consistency paid off because we are where, okay, 50 episodes in, and baby, I think we're at least 50 subscribers. Now, that may not sound a lot to you, or like a lot to someone who has thousands or millions of followers. But baby, remember, we started at 0. We started with no following. And now we have 50 subscribers. And the shit is growing as we speak. Growing weekly. Consistency over perfection. Because at the end of the day, baby, when you starting something new, you're never going to be perfect at it in the beginning. Unless you're just like a prodigy of some sorts. And I personally don't know no prodigies. So unless you're a prodigy of some sort, baby, you better learn how to stay consistent. Because consistency is going to pay off. Consistency is going to pay off. Be it in the gym or be it at, I don't even want to say at work because y'all know how I feel about work, but being at your passions, being at your dreams, being at whatever fulfills you. Consistency is what pays off. Some of y'all like y'all 9 to 5, and that's cool with me. I ain't got nothing against nobody who wants to work a 9 to 5 or nobody who just loves their 9 to 5. If that works for you, consistency over perfection in that area as well. But for me, in my head, baby, them 9 to 5s depress me. I don't know what it is about them. I ain't had a good 9 to 5 yet. I've had good ones, but them 9 to 5s depress me. Can't do it. Don't want to do it. Take me out the game when it comes to them. But again, no tea, no shade to somebody who wants that life. That's just not a life I want. Don't fault me for it. I'm not faulting you for what you want. Lesson number 2 that I learned: mistakes are part of the process. Baby, you're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna make mistakes. Mistakes are not something to run from. They are a part of the growth. Remember them first episodes I put out? Baby. Baby, if you've been here from day one, do you remember the first few episodes I put out? A hot mess. Okay, a hot mess. Like I said, you can still go listen to them like Apple and Spotify. I think episode 3, it's like the YouTube search like episode 3 or 7. It's audio only. It ain't even video. So that's growth. Okay, that is complete growth. Understanding. Mistakes are a part of the freaking process, especially when following your dreams. I don't care what nobody says. Do not expect perfection. I'm just happy, y'all. Like, legitimately happy. I honestly, I had a trying night, but what they say, weeping, sorrow comes in, but y'all get what I'm trying to say. Cry all night, but in the morning, baby, remember who you are. But I'm just so happy, you guys. Like, speaking of mistakes, though, I do want to ask you, as my team, as my audience, as my people, as you know, the no dress codians, as our non-judgmental selves, I want y'all to tell me in the comments, like, what's a mistake that you dealt with that you later learned was a lesson? Because that's what we better be doing with these mistakes. We better be learning from our mistakes, because that's what they are. They are lessons. Learn from them. Another lesson I've learned, especially on this podcast, is learning to trust my own voice. When I first started, and to this day, like, especially when it comes to like content and things like that, to get this podcast out and to get it on, get it out for more ears and more attention, people are always trying to tell me to do something else, be someone else, like put on a front, have a facade. And to a certain extent, it's like, I get it. But also, I'm not trying to do too much for y'all to meet me in public and be like, she's nothing like she is on camera or on the mic. Like, nothing like that. I want y'all to meet me and be like, she exactly what she portrays. She's exactly what it is. What she gives is literally what you get. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Because honestly, the real power and the real growth came when I said, oh, I have to be myself on the mic. I have to show y'all how I really am with my friends, because that's what we are. I have to show y'all how I really am with my family, because that's what we are. Some days, I just don't fuck with nobody. I don't. I don't act funny on y'all, but some days I just be to myself. And I've been open about that on this show. I've been open and honest about sometimes I just don't have it in me. Sometimes, baby, big depressed Deborah come through like Debo. So, I had to learn how to find my voice, and literally this podcast and has been helping. The authenticity, baby, that word kicks my ass every damn time. The authenticity that this show requires, the vulnerability that this show requires has poured out into other forms of my social media. Like recently someone DM me and said that they love my vulnerability. And at first I was thinking, you trying to say I'm a punk? Like, you trying to say I'm a little bitch? I don't know, right? But then I was like, well, no, that's literally what I preach on my show: vulnerability, authenticity. Like, if you can't DM me telling me that you love that about me, then what the fuck is the point of me providing it? Like, so to that person, I appreciate you. I thank you. And you made me feel special, girl. You made me feel real special, girl. Lesson number 4 that I've learned is that numbers aren't everything. And I say that because even when I had low numbers, and I'm not gonna say I have high numbers, like we're in the thousands now. Some videos have made it to 100. Whoop whoop. Okay, like I'm excited. I don't care. I celebrate this shit. Okay, if it got 10 views or if it got 100, and some of them did get 100, and it's not even the ones I thought would do well. Like, that's the crazy thing about it. The ones that I thought would do like amazing numbers are okay. The ones that I just assumed would be like okay did some of the best numbers. And so I just realized it's not all about numbers, because I have people like quoting me. Like, I'll run into people and they be like, baby. And I'll be like, that's what I'm talking about. Cause baby. Okay. I love that. And I have people calling me a hoochie when they see me out in public. They be like, is that my favorite hoochie? And I'll be like, that's what I'm talking about. Run it the fuck back. Okay. I be loving that. So yeah, numbers aren't everything, because you could have like 5 views or 5 listens on your show, but it's 5 people who are actually like tuned the fuck in. And actually know and actually care and actually engage or find something that they like about your show. Cause I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I'm not gonna even try to pretend like I've been all kumbaya when it comes to numbers. I probably did used to obsess over them. I did. In the beginning, I used to obsess over them. I'm not going to say I really compared myself to others, because I already knew. Like, I don't know how you started with your podcast. Maybe you had a big following before you transitioned to podcasting. I didn't. Maybe you were well known before you started podcasting. I'm an introvert. My peoples are well known. I'm just if you saw me, then you saw me. You don't really know me too well, because I be in the house. So I'm not gonna say I'm well known, but the people who I surround myself with at times are well known, or people around me are well known. But me, mm-mm. I'm the introvert. I'm the one you didn't even know existed. That's me for you. I'm the one you didn't even know existed. So I never compared my numbers to other podcast numbers, like their listens or their views on YouTube or anything like that. I just compared it to what I felt like should be the view, the count, and how I felt like it should be progressing. And I had to stop. Because once I realized that it really wasn't about the numbers, it was about the people that this podcast and these conversations were touching, that was the most important thing. Cause I'm like, I could be doing numbers and this could be going in one ear and out the other for people listening. But for you to sit here and quote me, for you to sit here and, literally refer to me as your favorite hoochie, for you to sit here and get taglines like, baby, Yes, I love that. That tells me you're really resonating with it, and I love that for us. Let me know, cause I know I'm not the only one. And I let me know about y'all, right? So throughout this episode, I'm gonna just ask y'all to engage because we're 50 episodes in, and I really feel like y'all should be engaging a little bit more. No tea, no shade, but no tea, no shade. So, I need to know, have y'all ever got caught up in the comparison game? Be it to yourself or be it to someone else, or when I say yourself, I mean where you think you should be. You know, where you think you should be. Have you ever got caught up comparing yourself? Cause I know in the beginning I used to compare the fuck out of, baby, this got 2 plays, and both of them was me, really, cause I listened to it on my phone. I watched it on my phone, came home and played it on my TV. So, um, just let me know in the comments. Have you ever, what happened? How'd you feel? Like, what, let me know about your comparison feelings. When you compared yourself, drop it in the comments and let me know. I want y'all to engage. I mean, as long as you're tuning in, that is important too. But if you would like to engage, I really would appreciate it. Another lesson that I had to learn is that perfection is overrated. I would, in the beginning, I would spend, like, I would be editing up until probably 4 o'clock Wednesday morning before I put it out. Like, I was editing. I was trying to get all. First off, I had a lot of likes, okay, a lot of long ass breaks, a lot of just fillers that needed to be out anyway. But I was editing. I said, "Oh no, baby, we gotta get this." And it wasn't even like, because like I said in the beginning, it was just audio. So it was a lot of just, I don't like the way I sound. I don't like the way this sounds. I don't like this. I don't like that. Let me figure this out, type of thing. So let's talk about, I'm going to tell y'all a little about my struggles and about the hard truths for a minute. Right? There are moments where I wasn't feeling it. There were days where I thought about quitting when I felt like no one was listening. And that's okay. To have those feelings is okay. What I learned during those tough moments is it's okay to not have it figured out. It's okay to show up and keep going even when things feel like they're all over the place. For me, like I said, I've been very open. I've been very honest about my own mental health struggles. I've been very open and honest about, just depression and some of the things I go through. And I've been very open and honest when I be like, this all I got for you today. This is all I got for you today. It's low energy. It probably is making you feel like, damn, she don't really want to talk to us today. Or, what the fuck she got going on that's making her act like this. She act like this, like, and it's like, I'm human, okay? That's one thing I try to, at least with this show, be very adamant about. I'm not finna sit here and fake it for y'all, because I don't want y'all sitting here faking it for me. I understand that not all days are going to be good days, and that's why I continue to show up. Again, I can't say I always show out, but I do always show up. The show out, it comes. It gets there when it gets there, but the show up is definite. Cause sometimes you don't remember who clapped for you, but you remember who was there for you. You remember who didn't show up for you. Maybe you showed up and you didn't woo 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 woo. Whoa, whoa. Maybe you ain't do all that. Maybe you just gave me a little hand clap. But I saw the fuck you showed up, and I know who the fuck didn't, you know? So sometimes it's just all about showing up. You can't always show out. You know, sometimes you just gotta, I'm here. That's how I used to do work. So like I said, I'm gonna engage y'all in this episode. I'm gonna try to engage y'all in this episode. If you guys were talking and you felt like nobody was talking back to you or nobody was listening to you, because really y'all can't talk back to me in the moment when I'm talking to you anyway. But if you felt like nobody was listening, would you keep going or would you stop? I know what I would do, obviously. I've said what I would do. I know what I would hope you guys would do. But let me know in the comments, like, what would you guys actually do? Would you stop or would you keep going? And what would be your reasoning? What would be your reasoning for either one? Stopping or keep going? What would be your reasoning to, like, what would be the reason to keep you going? I will say mistakes lead to growth when it comes to not only podcasting, but things in general, life in general. In the early days, I made a lot of mistakes. I'm still making mistakes. But those mistakes taught me the most. Those mistakes I've taken, I've adjusted, I've shifted. And I want to share with you that it's okay to fail. Sometimes it's the failures that shape us more than the wins. I was literally with a friend today. And they were having a conversation, and that conversation was, they were having a conversation with somebody else. And they were talking about literally winning or losing in a situation. And the person was basically like, sometimes you need that one failure that's going to push you to the motherfucking brink of, baby, I'll never experience failure again. Like, sometimes you need that one failure to be like, oh, that's how failure felt? That's how failure feels? Baby, I don't never want to experience that again. So what does that mean? That means I have to work harder. That means I have to dedicate. That means I need to grind because I'm not going to fail. So failure is not a bad thing. Like, don't let anybody convince you to not do something in fear of failing. Baby, use that failure that you experience to push you through, to get you through. Don't let it stop you. Use it for motivation. Remember that sting when you feel like, oh, I'm tired and I just can't do it. Maybe you can't. But the analogies I've been hearing this past weekend, Michael Jordan played in his championship with the flu. Michael Jordan played and won in championships with the flu. Kobe Bryant played with a broken hand, a messed up shoulder, like whatever the case may be. And although I'm not saying kill yourself, you know, take rest when rest is needed. But remember that sting of failure that you felt and use that as your motivation to drive and to push you if this is what you really want. Whatever it is that you really want. I talk a lot, or I've talked a few, because I feel like I skirt around the subject a lot. I've talked in the past about how this podcast almost never happened. There was a point where I seriously considered stopping. And honestly, it was before we had ever even met. I thought maybe I'm not cut out for this. And honestly, I'm like, I thought about throwing in the towel, but you know what? But I didn't. I started. I took a break when I needed, but I started. And it reminded me that growth does not happen overnight. That if I never would have started, if I would have let the situation stop me from ever even pursuing this, that I never would have learned the lessons that I've learned in real time. That I definitely would still be wondering, like, damn, what if I would have did that? In my mind, baby, if I hadn't have did this, in my mind, I would have been a big ass. Baby, I missed the opportunity to be a big ass podcast host. I was gonna be somebody. Like in my mind, you wouldn't have been able to tell me shit. I let some other stuff stop me is the way I would have had to explain it. But in my mind, I was gonna be it. I was gonna be it. So when I say my mind comes to fruition, it's coming to fruition because I'm going to be it. I'm already it. I also learned that it's okay to pivot. If something is not working, if something is not working right, it's okay to pivot and make adjustments. As a matter of fact, I better be pivoting and making adjustments if I feel like something is not right. And I don't necessarily mean like numbers or engagement or, although, like I said, I do look at what is the most engaged and, what brings the most traction, what has, I do look at my analytics to, pivot and adjust sometimes. Um, but it is okay and it is necessary. And growth and business and whatever it is you want to do with your life, you need to pivot and adjust. Even if it's working a 9 to 5, you still have to pivot and adjust. You just pivot and adjust in a way that works for you. And I'm grateful for all the pivots and all the adjustments that I've had to do, and that I've been allowed to do. I'm be real with you. If you ever thought about quitting or wondering if it was worth it, I get it. I know I might come off a little cocky on this podcast sometimes by saying I knew I was gonna make it to 50, but I just knew. Like, you just know because you know you're not gonna quit. Like, there's just certain shit that you just know ain't gonna happen. And behind the scenes, baby, there's a lot of shit that goes on behind the scenes that I still be like, oh no, I like you. I want to see you. I want to spend time with you. I want to do X, Y, and Z. I want to, go X, Y, and Z. I want to go on vacation. I want to do this. I want to do that. But baby, I still got to put these episodes out. And I'm not going to say ain't no vacation alive that's going to stop me from putting an episode out because let me get the perfect vacation and we might be on a little spring break. But my plan was really to be recorded early so we don't miss the episode. But like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you got to pivot, adjust. I want to go on vacation. I still need to release my episodes. Record them bitches early. Edit them bitches early and schedule them bitches to be posted while you're on vacation. Ain't shit to it but to do it. I'm really, when it comes to quitting, I can't even say it's not in my vocabulary because it is. Obvious. I don't have a job. I will quit. I will be fired. I I have no shame in that. Here's the thing that I've not only learned through my journey, but I've learned in general. It is the tough moments that shape you. You do not have to have everything figured out from the start. You just have to show up and keep learning. Because the more you show up, honestly, the more you're going to learn. Like, it's just inevitable. Because you're working on whatever it is your craft is. So the more you show up, the more you're going to learn, the more the results come that you feel like you deserve or that you should be seeing or whatever the case may be. The point of the matter is keep going. If I had given up, I would not be with you here today. And honestly, if you're feeling stuck or frustrated right now, remember that sticking with it, even when things seem uncertain, it helps you grow. And that's all it's about, is growth. I feel like each episode, topic-wise, might not be better than the last, but each episode is better than the last in one way or another. Be it through editing, through recording, through graphics, through the fact that we have merchandise. Okay, gotta put it on for the one time. Because y'all know I wasn't gonna do a 50th episode without my merch. That, as you know, is also available for sale. Okay, go ahead and purchase you an NDC sweater and let these people know who your favorite hoochie and podcast host is. Let these people know how. Okay, let me not play with y'all. Fuck it. Let these people know it's legs out, not open. Let these people know how we coming. I'm just saying, keep going. Shit ain't easy, but nothing worth having is. Them relationships y'all be in don't be easy, but y'all be sticking through them. Them little badass kids y'all got don't be easy, but y'all be sticking with them. Nothing worth having is easy. Shoot, I heard childbirth ain't easy, but y'all keep populating this goddamn population. So nothing worth having is easy, but it does help you grow. Do with that what you may. I'm just saying. If I could go back in time, as you know, back to our first few episodes, I personally would focus less on trying to be perfect, trying to not necessarily fake a personality, because I wasn't, but trying to be so open right off the bat, because y'all ain't know me like that then. Okay, we 50 episodes in, and I'm letting y'all in. But y'all ain't know me like that. I couldn't force me on y'all like that. Y'all had to gradually get to know me. You know, we had to build this rapport up. I had to let y'all know that I don't care what you do. It's not for me to judge. Because what you eat don't make me shit. And I think if a lot more people understood that, the world would be all right. Because what you eat don't make me shit. So the sins you do, I don't have to pay for. I'm paying for my own. I'm paying for all my own goddamn sins. I'm not paying for yours. So I don't have no room to judge. Because I know what I've done. I don't have no room to judge. And I don't. And that's what people in real life know. Like, that's what people in real life love about me. Because I don't judge them for shit they do. Because who am I to judge? I would also spend less time on literally trying to get things perfect. Nothing is ever perfect. Nothing will ever be perfect. I'm not going to like the way my voice sounds in the beginning. Just because I'm not used to hearing it back in this way. I am going to have a lot of filler words that need to be deleted. I'm going to have a lot of breaks. I'm going to have a lot of pauses. I don't have to force an hour if I don't have it, because I just don't, like, I'm new to this. That talking for an hour, I could do with my friends. We could I talk on the phone for 2 hours sometimes. But talking to a camera one-on-one for 30 minutes in the beginning was hard. I'm not going to force myself to do it for an hour. I had to just eventually grow into that. We had to get comfortable. That is a big thing. It had to be comfortable, not forceful. The reality of things is you just have to start and you'll learn along the way. I learned some things by taking some classes. I've also learned some things through TikTok. I've learned some things through ChatGPT. Like, you're going to learn along the way, so might as well just start. Perfection is overrated anyway. I don't want no perfect ass friends. I don't want no perfect ass man. I don't want no perfect ass nothing. Perfection is overrated. The only thing I want perfect is my goddamn eyesight in my body. But that's me working on that. That perfect in my body is in my own eyes, not the way that y'all might view perfect. I want body to be perfect in my eyes. In mine. Yeah. Perfection is overrated. I don't want nothing perfect around here, but my eyes and my body. Very superficial, I guess, if that's what you want to call it, but my eyes and my body. I need to be able to see. So I want to tell you guys, if you're doing something that matters to you and it's hard, don't be afraid to make mistakes. You're going to learn from those mistakes. You're going to learn from those mistakes, and they'll shape you more than anything else. They're going to get you together because your mistakes are literally where you learn. I would name some great sports players to give you guys an analogy, but all I really have is Kobe, Jordan, and really Kobe. And I just feel like y'all already know. And I don't really know too much about sports, so really I would just be bullshitting it. Okay, it would be right. I probably would be right about it, but I would be bullshitting it. Kobe was in the gym. Okay, let me just give it to y'all because I'm a bullshit it. Okay, I'm a bullshit it. Kobe was in the gym, learning from his mistakes. You think he wasn't at home watching his films back, watching his games back to see what he did wrong, to go back to the gym and correct it? Kobe was learning from his mistakes. The same way you need to learn from yours. Anything worth doing is not going to be easy. Baby, the point of the matter is you just keep going. Okay? Don't let failure stop you. Don't let thinking you have to be perfect stop you. Don't let naysayers stop you. Baby, this is your journey. You do it the way you see fit. And if you need somebody to support you, you drop it in the comments because I'm going to support you. You let me know what it is you need, and I'm going to be there to support you. If not physically, then spiritually, because, I don't know where you live at. It could just be spiritually. So I do want to say we are committed to evolving over here at NDC. We are committed to growth. We are committed to evolving. And with that being said, I'm excited for what No Dress Code has in store. I'm excited about what's next for No Dress Code. I've learned a lot, and I'm ready to bring you guys along for the next chapter. There will be more changes. There are going to be more improvements, more engagement. Baby, this is just the beginning. 50 episodes, we still a baby in the game. Like, I know that sounds big because when you young, you be like, oh, 50 is old. But like, baby, we just a baby in the game. Just a baby. And I'm so excited to see where we go from here, to show you guys what we're working on, to show y'all, for y'all to be along with the journey. Like I said, we already started merch. I probably should promote this a little bit more. We already started merching, and I love this. If y'all want to buy a sweater, we can make it socks. We can make it underwear. I low key want to do a bathing suit. We gonna see how this work out. Summer is around the corner, and your girl could promote herself. Kill two birds, one stone. Okay. This is just the beginning. Honestly, everything that we're like. This is just the beginning. Like, that's all I can really say. Like, NDC is still in this baby phase, as far as I'm concerned. 50 is not that many. We not that deep in the game. 50 is not that deep in the game. We are just in the beginning. So I don't want to dwell on the past too much. Episode 50 is literally just a marker. But episode 52, I can't even, if you guys don't understand the importance of episode 52, besides just the episode of 50, baby, that's where I hope things get real interesting around here. That's where I hope things get real interesting around here. I do have plans, and I can't wait to bring you guys into the next phase of what NDC has planned. Just stay tuned, stay prepared, baby. This gonna be a nice little ride. I promise. We're in this together. Thank you for being with me again for 50 episodes. Whether you've been here from the beginning and woo, baby, if you've been here from the beginning, it there's no words that can explain the gratitude I have for you, because I know the beginning was a struggle. I already know it was. Or if you just found the show and you're a new part of this journey, welcome to the journey. Welcome to the show. We're happy to have you here. I couldn't have done this without your support. So before I let you guys go, I thought about, am I going to do one a day? Should I do one a day? Something in me said, no, just let it slide. But then something in me said, baby, we've been doing Reddits for how long? We need us a nice little Reddit around this camp. So this one says, am I the asshole for telling my daughter she actually has to do things to get celebrated? I have a 16-year-old daughter, Katie, and a 14-year-old Jake. Jake is more of an achiever. He's involved in sports, does great in school, and recently won an award for community volunteering. We have been celebrating his achievements, usually with a dinner out. Katie, on the other hand, doesn't do much. She hasn't been putting effort into anything lately. She basically just goes to school, then exists in the house. She spends her free time on her phone or watching TV, doesn't have any hobbies or interests outside of her friend group, and doesn't put much effort into schoolwork. This results in her not getting many celebrations outside of her birthday. We stopped forcing her to do sports or other clubs when she hit high school. Katie came to me and said she feels like it's unfair we celebrate Jake, and I decided to have a conversation with her. I sat her down and explained to her that we love her just as much, but if she wants to be celebrated like Jake, she needs to put effort into something. I suggested she try finding something she's passionate about or work harder in school, that she should make her own goals to work towards. I thought I was being honest but gentle. Katie did not take it well. She exploded, accused me of playing favorites, and said it was unfair that Jake gets all the attention just because he's always doing things. She even lashed out at Jake, telling him that he was the golden child and she was tired of hearing about how great he was. Jake was hurt by her outburst, and now things are awkward between them. Katie has been avoiding both me and her brother since then, staying in her room or giving us silent treatment. My husband thinks I could have phrased it better, but I believe this was an important reality check for her. If she isn't doing anything, then there isn't anything to celebrate. Edit. For everyone claiming I never talk or am around my daughter, she literally just went apple picking with her father this weekend. I am spending almost every day teaching her how to drive. We went shopping in a spa day earlier this month. Her father is teaching her how to change tires and how to work basics of the car. That's been happening every weekend for months. Me and her have been watching a show every Thursday for months. That's just this month. Now I'm not a parent, right? So for me it's a little different. I have someone in my family that I call my baby, and my baby gets whatever she wants, okay? I don't care what her parents say. She gets whatever she wants, and she knows this. I also tell her that she needs to be celebrated just for being her. Okay, just for being alive, she needs to be celebrated. And as you can tell, I'm not a parent. I also say this because she doesn't celebrate birthdays, so she doesn't get that birthday celebration holiday. She's a Jehovah's Witness. They don't get them. They don't get the celebrations that most people are getting. So I thought maybe she needs to be celebrated just being alive. And she has the attitude of somebody who feels like they need to be celebrated just for being alive. She is not to be played with. As far as your daughter goes, I was that kid. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. I was not a high achiever. I was not involved in school sports ever. My mother signed me up for soccer in elementary school, and I was the last kid. Like, I sports has never been my thing. And I know that sounds weird because I've signed up for boxing and I've been doing it, but as a kid, sports was not my thing. I don't know. I like boxing, but it's different. I didn't sign up for boxing because it was a sport, you know? So, as far as your daughter's concerned, I feel her, and it might be bratty, and I can admit that I really don't care. Right idea, wrong. Nah, I just don't care though. It might be bratty, and it could be. Y'all gonna crucify me, and that's okay. Baby, celebrate me. Okay, I get it. I feel her, and I don't know why. I know why. I can't say I'm a very selfish person, but I'm also the youngest, so I'm not necessarily in Katie's spot. I would be in Jake's, and um find a reason to celebrate me so I feel special the same way that, my brother feels special. Like, I get it. I'm not a high achiever. I'm not making A's. I'm not on honor roll. I'm not playing sports. We're not going to championships, but goddamn, celebrate me anyway. Celebrate me any fucking way. Now, I'm not going to say you're the asshole, but I do feel like you probably could have worded that a little bit differently. Cause what you mean work harder? Let me see what you said. Anyways, you said you told Katie. I mean, I don't know. I guess you're being an adult, and I guess you're not really the asshole. I'm not saying Katie's the asshole, but you're not really the asshole. Yeah, I get it. But I'm also very much like, the thing about it is people are always like, give people their flowers while they're here, and maybe you feel like her flowers ain't really developed yet, and her flowers are still, they might still be blooming. But also, did you find out why she don't want to do sports no more? And she was doing it to begin with. Like, is she okay? Have we had that conversation with her? Like, is she burnt out? Is she fatigued? Did something happen? Like, what's going on? Yeah, I don't know. I can't really say you're the asshole. That's what I can say. I can't say you're the asshole. Because I don't feel like you are. That's all I got for you. That's all I got for you. But if you guys think Katie's the asshole, if you think that the mom is the asshole, drop in the comments. Let me know who you think is the asshole. I think Katie. I don't want to say it because I resonate with her so much, low key. I resonate with her just a little bit. Katie might be a little asshole, like, just for the Jake thing. You getting mad at this boy because he's existing. Really, like, you giving him the silent treatment because your mom said something. Baby, that boy is just existing. So in that instance, between Katie and Jake, Katie's probably the asshole. But between mom and Katie, it's a flip of the coin for me. I don't really have that one. Let me know who y'all think is the asshole in the comments. Is it Katie? Is it the mom? Just let me know what y'all think, because for me, it is so hard. It's so hard. I'm working on things, y'all, but it is hard to say who's the asshole for me in that situation. Before I let you guys go, I do want to thank you. Thank you for being with me for 50 fucking episodes. Whether you've been here from the start or you just found the show, thank you. If there's one thing I want you to take away from this episode, it's, even when things feel like they may be falling apart or they're not going the way you think they should be, keep fucking going. You've got this. We've got this. Okay, and that's all I have for you guys today. So before I let y'all go, you already know what I'm about to say. I hope that you like, comment, and subscribe. I hope that you guys tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to pull up, because they're going to love it here, just like you do. And I'll see you in next week's episode. Bye. You're still here? You know the show's over, right? Don't cry. We'll be back next week. I gotta go be a hoochie. In the meantime, catch up on the older episodes.